Hello YouTube family and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jade. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know how you find this video in the comments below. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back. So I'm going to take you through a whole body stretch sequence today. So you just need some comfortable clothing on, a little bit of space. You don't need any equipment at all. Please remember to listen to your body. If one of these stretches feels a little bit too intense, don't force yourself into anything and use your breath. Try to help yourself relax as we come into all of these stretches today. I hope you enjoy. I'd love to hear how you find it. Let's get started. Okay, let's make our way down to child's pose to begin. So I'm going to start by sitting onto my heels. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you could put a pillow between your bottom and your heels to make it a little bit more supportive for you. We bring the hands down onto the ground and slowly start to creep those hands forwards. Maybe take a little fidget to bring yourself down here. You might like to take the knees a little bit wider. And then inviting the forehead down towards the ground as we take a big breath in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, and allow all tension to leave the body. So as we take this short, lovely practice today, let's try to release any tension, any stress, any negativity that you're carrying. Let it go. Big belly breaths in through the nose, breathing out slowly through the mouth. Whilst we're here in our child's pose, let's gently creep our hands over towards the left. So creeping those arms over towards the left. The fingertips are on the ground. My arms are long, extended, not on the ground here. So fingertips only. And we're breathing here as you try to square off the chest towards the floor. Use the fingertips to pull yourself around a little bit further to the side. Feel that openness through the right side body. Gently take your time to creep the hands back through center, taking the hands over towards the right now. So my fingertips are on the ground, but the arms are lifted. Once I take a big exhale, try and drop the left shoulder towards the ground as well as the right shoulder. Really breathing into the left side body here. So making space from the shoulder, the rib cage, all the way down into the hip. Slowly creep those hands back through to center. And then gently, palms of the hands down, lift the bottom off the heels. Find your way onto all fours. Hands directly under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a little wriggle, rock those hips side to side. Your body wants to move. So a gentle movement here can sometimes feel really nice. Coming into cat and cow as we arrive in center. Drop the belly down, tilt the pelvis up, eye line looks forwards, and then we reverse this. Tuck the tailbone under, chin to the chest, curving the back into an angry cat pose. Let's do that again. Tilt the pelvis, eye line looks through, slide the shoulders down the back, and then take it the other way. Curve the back, draw the belly to the spine, press away from those hands, and then gently find a neutral spine, which is a nice straight back. From here, let's lift that left leg up. You're going to bring the left leg through towards the chest as far as you can so that you can then cross the left leg over the right. So I've taken my left foot and crossed it over the right. Now invite your bottom to come towards the right heel. So a cross-legged child's pose variation. Bend into those elbows, let the body fold over. So your left knee is off the ground and you're trying to sink the bottom back down towards the right heel. Like I say, you might want to use a pillow underneath the bottom, the heels. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, feel free to take a normal child's pose, both knees on the ground. Slow, steady breath while we're here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then gently bring the body weight back forward. So you're bringing your shoulders back over the wrists. Now your left knee is going to come towards the left elbow, and then you're going to step the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Creep the hands forward slightly. Press that right hip flexor forward. So the right hip is now pressing towards the top of the mat, and the left knee is turning out to the side. The left knee and the toes are facing the same direction. So your knees follow the path of the toes. Hands directly underneath the shoulders. Slow, steady breath here as we start to go into the hips a little bit more. Making space between the shoulders and the ears. Gently pressing that right hip a little bit further through if your body will allow. And then slowly walk the hands back, bringing the left leg with you. So as my hands come back, I'm going to bring that left knee with me and arrive back onto all fours. A little fidget, absolutely fine here. We settle and arrive back into our cat and cow. So dropping the belly to the floor, eye line looks through, arching the back. And then reversing, tucking the tailbone under, chin to the chest. Big stretch here. One more time. Drop the belly down towards the ground. It feels so good to move the back, to get some movement, some mobility through the spine, and then curving off, chin to the chest, rounding through. We find a neutral spine. So somewhere in the middle, lengthen through the back. And now the right knee is going to come through towards the chest so that you can step that right foot over the left, realign yourself, and then bring the bottom back towards the left heel now. So creeping the hands with you, maybe a pillow between the bottom and the heel. The right knee will lift. You settle yourself back here. Please remember the modification. If this is too intense, both knees on the floor. Normal child's pose, okay? If that feels more beneficial for you, then that's exactly where you need to be. Breathing here as you open up, allow the body to find a comfortable position. And then slowly transition the body weight forwards. As you creep the hands forwards, take the right knee towards the right elbow and then step that right foot on the outside of the right hands. The right toes turn out onto the diagonal, as does the right knee. The left hip is pressing in the direction of the hands, and we're peeling the shoulders down the back. Slow, steady breath here as we press away from those hands. Make sure that right knee's not collapsing inwards. We want to keep that right knee pointing out in line with the right toes. Pressing that left hip flexor through as well. Remember, any posture that feels a little bit icky or takes your breath away, slow, steady breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth, let the body settle. Gently take your time to walk your hands back towards the left knee. Bring that right leg with you and finding your way back onto all fours. Okay, gorgeous job. From here, let's take the left leg again. We're going to step it out to the side this time. So the sole of my foot is flat on the floor and the left toes are pointing in the same direction as your hands. Think about tilting the pelvis high. Really open up through the groin, through the inner thigh. I'm going to plant down the right hand, take the left arm out to the sides. Now I'm going to thread the left arm underneath the right arm. So the right elbow is going to bend now so that my left ear can come down in the direction of the floor. The floor might be too far away. Maybe you might like to use a pillow, or maybe you just might like to pause here with the right elbow soft, reaching under. Like I mentioned at the beginning, don't force yourself into anything. Only go where it feels comfortable for you. Tilting that tailbone high, opening up through the left inner thigh here. You might like to extend the right arm to the top of the mat. Maybe that's accessible for you today, maybe it's not. If the right hand is there, you can kind of press yourself around a little bit to go deeper into this twist. Slow, powerful breath. Give yourself time to adjust. And then gently bring the right hand back in. Push yourself up, bring the left hand back, and bring that left leg in when you're ready. Any fidget, any wriggle in between is always allowed. So taking the right leg out to the side now, the sole of the foot is flat. Give yourself time here, tilt that pelvis up, open through the pelvis. The right arm comes out to the side, and we thread the right arm underneath the left. Like I said before, this might be great. You might feel this and think, actually, I'm going to stay here. So the left elbow is softening. Or you could slide a little bit further through have a realignment and bring the right ear down towards the ground, to a pillow, to a block, whatever you are using today. Don't be afraid to ask for help and use props. Possibly the left arm might extend towards the top of the mat. You might be here, you might not. No dramas if you're not. As long as you're getting a gorgeous twist and an opening through the right hip, the groin, the inner thigh. Slowly bend the left elbow if it's extended, press up, bring the right hand down and bring that right leg in whenever you are ready. Beautiful work. Okay, let's extend the arms to the top of the mat. Slowly bring yourself to lay down onto your fronts. From here, we're going to extend the left arm out to the side. Palm of the hand is flat. We bend the right knee and roll onto our left side when you're ready. Make sure you're not holding the head up, so either the left ear is on the ground or on a pillow. Press the right knee up towards the ceiling. Again, make sure this right leg's not dangling here. Pop it onto a pillow or a blanket or something like that if you can't reach the ground. Maybe you might like to take the right arm behind the back, reaching towards the left hip. Roll that shoulder back, pressing the hips through. A gorgeous breath here as we open up through the entire front body. And then delicately bring the right arm back. Pop the hand down onto the mat and slowly bring yourself back to center. Let's bring that left arm in, do the other side. So the right arm goes out to the side now, palm of the hands flat on the floor. We bend the left leg and roll onto our right side. So again, the ears on the ground, or it could be on a prop. The left toes on the ground, or it could be on a prop. Try to really open that left knee up, so we're opening through the hip. The left arm could possibly come round the back. Don't force it, only if it feels good. Roll that left shoulder back, opening up through the chest. Slow breath. Try to relax here. Difficult position to relax in for some people, but try your best if you can. And then gently bringing the left arm back. Slowly roll yourself back onto center. Both hands directly underneath your shoulders. Peel yourself through, lift the chest up, soften the elbows. Take the eye line forwards. And then slowly lead with the bottom as we come back into a child's pose. Bottom towards the heels, reach those arms forwards and allow your head to soften down towards the ground. A slow breath whilst we're here, enjoying that beautiful stretch across the lower back. When you feel ready, slowly walk your hands in towards you. Now what I'm going to do from here, if this is accessible for you, is we're going to come onto our bottoms, but I'm going to bring the right leg out in front. So I'm going to bring the right leg out in front. And now the left heel, I'm going to bring towards my left hip. Now, if that doesn't feel comfortable for your knee, please feel free to pop the left knee open to the side instead, okay? So my left heel is going to come towards my left bottom cheek. I'm going to try and keep the knees together. Great way to open up through the thighs. Try to get the fleshy part of your bum out the way. Try not to be tucked under and curved back. So you want to keep the pelvis coming forwards here. Inhale as we make some space. Lift up and out of the hips, lengthen the spine. And then exhale as we fold over. We can bring one hand either side of the right leg. Please don't worry about forcing yourself towards your toes. Just go to a point that feels comfortable for you. Slow, steady breath as we fold over here. Noticing how that feels through the back of the right leg, the calf, the hamstring, possibly into your lower back, or down the front of the left thigh. So a slow breath whilst we're here, remembering if this angle of the left leg doesn't feel great for you, you could turn that knee out to the side to adjust slightly, okay? Walking the hands all the way back towards you. Slowly bring that left leg up, extend the left leg out, maybe give it a little shake, a little shimmy through the knees. Let's bring the right heel towards the right hip. Again, I'm going to try and keep those thighs together. You can modify, try to keep both bum cheeks on the floor if you can. Inhale as we make space, lift up and out of the hips, and exhale as we fold forwards. Again, don't force yourself to go too low. You're hinging from the hips, trying to pull that left hip backwards, possibly keeping those thighs towards one another, maybe adjusting. Start to explore your body. Don't be afraid to have a fidget once you come into a pose. Notice where feels good for you. Again, a slow, steady breath whilst we're here. And then gently walking the hands towards you, bringing that right leg out, maybe having a little fidget, bringing yourself forward so that you've got the length of the mat behind you, and use your hands to assist you down onto your back. So take time to bring yourself down, head's on the floor, shoulders are down, spine is long here. Both knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. We're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. So ease that right leg in. Try to keep the head down on the floor, so in position. Take the right leg, cross it all the way over the left, so the thighs come together. Take your bottom to the right-hand side of your mat and allow the legs to drop to the left. Try not to hold them into place. So if you can't comfortably drop them to the floor, pop a pillow, rolled up blanket, something like that underneath your feet. Keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. Maybe you might like to take the arms a little wider or a little closer, whatever feels good for you. Palms of the hands turning up is always a nice way to help the shoulders to open up as well. A gorgeous twist here, so slowly breathing into that right side body. Taking your time here, allowing yourself to fall deeper with every exhale that you take. And please be careful as you come back through center. Try to activate the abdomen as you draw your legs back to the middle. Open out through the legs, realign the hips, and then slowly bring the left knee, hug that in towards the chest. So left leg's coming in towards you, head is down, feeling a lovely release through the lower back. And then once you feel comfortable, taking that left leg over the right, so the legs come together. The bottom goes to the left-hand side of the mat, and you let the legs drop to the right. So let them fall down towards the ground. Again, adjusting the arms however you need to. Try to keep the chest open. We're working on that posture as well, peeling the shoulder blades back. And this is a lovely one if you're struggling with any tension through the lower back, into the hips. A really great one here to do. Slow, easy breath. And then remembering to look after the back as you bring those legs through to center. Realign the hips. We pop the soles of the feet together, open the knees wide here. Maybe take a little fidget as you allow the legs to settle. Sweep the arms overhead, lengthening through the spine. Try not to allow the ribs to flare up here. We take hold of the right wrist with the left hand and ease into a side bend. So we're gently pulling the right arm up and over to the top left hand corner of the mat. Breathing into that right side body. And then softly come back through to center alignment, taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand and come up and over to the top right hand corner of the mat now. So making space through the rib cage, the shoulder, down into the hip. Slowly coming back through to center. Open the arms wide, bring the hands to the thighs, assist them back together. Hugging both knees in towards the chest, pressing the lower back down into the mat. Trying to find a little bit of stillness here, keeping the head down. And then once you feel ready, releasing the legs and slowly coming onto your sides. Use your hand to bring yourself up to seated. Be gentle, come slow. I'm going to come into a cross-legged position. You could sit onto a pillow or a block to help open out the hips if that feels more comfortable for you, or you could adjust so your legs are at a different angle. You could even sit onto a chair. We're going to sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take the right arm behind the back, coming towards the left hip. Taking the hands together, so I'm holding the hands together, assisting that right arm around the back, and then gently bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Trying to keep the spine long here, keep the hips open. Breathing into that neck, creating space. And then softly easing off, release the hands. Taking the left arm up now, lift out of the hips first. Take that arm behind. coming towards the other hip. The right hand comes on and we hold our hands now, easing the left arm behind the back. Lengthen through the spine and the right ear gently comes down towards the right shoulder. Slow breath into the neck, releasing any stress, any tension that you're carrying around the upper body. Let it go. Be careful as you realign yourself, come back to center. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up towards the ceiling and take a big breath out through the mouth as you bring the arms down. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I really hope you feel better after that stretching sequence, and I hope to see you on the mat again really soon.